Lucas Paqueta has been cleared of spot fixing charges, but found guilty on 2 charges still by an independent investigation. We're also going to be reviewing West Ham's victory over Everton, which you can see Paqueta looked really relieved and like a big weight had been lifting on his shoulders, and let's get into it. So the FA have announced, released a statement saying that he's been cleared of breaches against Rule E5. They've not proven the spot fixing charges. So he was charged with 4 alleged breaches of FA Rule E5.1 in relation to his conduct during the club's Premier League fixtures against Leicester City, Aston Villa, Leeds, and Bournemouth, which was the last one on the 12th of August 2023, the month where he was supposed to be going to Man City. It was alleged he directly sought to influence the progress, conduct, or any other aspect of or occurrences in these matches by intentionally seeking to receive a card from the referee for the improper purpose of affecting the betting market. He's denied the charges. They've found, they've not proved anything on there, but the Regulatory Commission has found the misconduct charges against the player for alleged breaches of FA Rule F3. Lucas Paqueta was charged with 2 breaches of FA Rule 3 in relation to alleged failures to comply with obligations to answer questions and provide information to the FA's investigation. He denied the charges against him, but they found them to be proven following the hearing. So basically what it is when they had his phone, Lucas Paqueta's phone, they took his phone, they had it for months. He went and got a new phone because he needs a phone. They eventually returned the phone to him, the old phone, and he's like, well, I've got a new phone now. Don't need it. Bye-bye, phone. Oh, by the way, we need the phone back. Well, I ain't got it anymore. Well, we're charging you on failure to comply with investigation. And now they're using that against him. And it just stinks of like them trying to save face, them trying to have that little bit there to stop him from suing them. Like, I don't like this.
Yeah. This stinks of we're trying to get you for anything. I know it's an independent, but how independent are they? I don't know. I always said that phone thing was ridiculous. If they wanted the phone and they wanted to, somebody said he should have put it in a drawer. Maybe he should have. But once they've had it for months and months and months, unless they said to him, might need it back in the future, why not just keep it? I don't understand why they give it back to him.
Yeah,
they had it for months. He complied with it. When they come back to him, he didn't have the fucking phone anymore. Yeah. They should have just kept the phone. He went and got a new phone. He got rid of the old phone. He should have just kept it. They should have just kept the phone. I don't know why they give it back to him. I don't know what they're trying to look for. I don't know why they didn't just keep it. Or they should have said to him when they gave it back to him, make sure this don't go missing because we're going to need this back. Done.
Yeah.
It's not. That's not his mistake. I'm afraid that's their mistake.
That's it. He shouldn't just have to keep things just in case. Unless they tell him, it's like, okay, you're done. You've had it for months. Like they should have found everything they have to find. It's their own incompetence. I don't like this at all. I do think we should still try to sue. And they'll try and use that as a justification to defend themselves, but I don't think there is a justification. And like Randy says, they're embarrassed. They've been embarrassed. They've got egg on their face. The most important thing is that, Paqueta's name has been cleared of the actual charges, the horrendous charges that were against him of spot fixing and cheating and all of that stuff. And you could see, like I said, he really looked relieved after he scored that goal. He had his head down, pointed up. Obviously, he's very religious. And now we can sort of just get on with his career. I think that's the most important thing. He can just get on and play football. And I'm happy for him. Like I said, can't stand the FA. I think they're a scummy organisation, but happy for Paqueta that this is behind him now.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a big relief for him, and he's been playing well since then. You know what I mean? There is obviously been rumours of him leaving the club for the rumoured prices, which West Ham blew out the water recently. Said he's not leaving for anything less than what we paid for him, basically. And then the rounds have been going around that Tottenham might come back shopping and all that because they've missed out on Gibbs White. And, fool us once, at the end of the day, I don't think the club are going to deal with Tottenham again because of the fallout. They're going to have a lot of, questions to answer. But, apparently he is for sale. And I just think that's stupid if he's for sale because we're not going to be able to replace him. And I'm so glad that he's been cleared because he looks like the weight has been lifted off of his shoulders like massively since that news come out. And it's wasted 2 years of a man's career. Listen, I know they've got to investigate. I know that these instances have got to be investigated. I know that they do, right? But it's not the investigation. This phone incident it just goes to show how incompetent they are. They had his phone to look at and they wanted it back to look at more stuff 6 months, 8 months, 10 months down the line. Why? You know what I mean? Like these things should be looked at swiftly. They should be looked at quickly, and they should be concluded quickly. To drag a man through the buffers for 2 years only to be found not guilty when it's affected his money, it's affected our business, it's affected players that would have come in, players that would have come out. But Simon Jordan, his mental health. Yeah, his mental health. You could see when he got booked against Tottenham towards the end of the season that he wasn't right in the head. He burst out in tears because he got booked. The pressure just got too much for him, and it's fucking atrocious to be honest with. To be cleared, and then Simon Jordan. Look, listen, whether you think there's something gone on or not, a lot of people would say there's no smoke without fire, and they reckon that they may not, sue the FA or come up with any sort of like counter suing because they don't want it dragged back up again. It's been found not guilty, and if they start dragging it up again, what they're going to do? Ask for his phone for a third time and then charge him again. You know what I mean? Like, I would sue the shit out of them if I was him personally. Listen, we don't know the ins and outs. We don't know the circumstances. We don't even know whether he's truly guilty or innocent, right? But what we do know is he's been found innocent. They found no evidence to support the fact that they charged him. The fact that they investigated him for a year, then they charged him. The charging is the big one, yeah? Investigate it, that's fine, right? But they charged him. If you committed a crime and they charge you with a crime, that means that they've got evidence to convict you of a crime. And if they haven't got evidence when it gets to court, it's thrown out of court and then you countersue. Yeah. And when it comes to the end of it, right, that's the fact. Why charge him? You obviously didn't have evidence. You obviously didn't have enough evidence to charge him. It was on a whim that they charged him. And that is fucking atrocious, to fiddle with a man's career like that and to fuck a man's career over like that, over the fact that you want to find something rather than you found something, is a fucking disgrace. And the fucking governing bodies of this football organisation that run this are fucking disgraceful. And they wouldn't have done it to a player inside the top six, because we've seen not similar incidents and betting stuff and all of that, but we've seen incidents where they've completely fucking ignored it. Yeah. Completely ignored it. Proper criminal convictions that are coming up for these people. They've completely ignored it, and they've allowed them to carry on playing football and not charged them with a single fucking thing. And that is why this fucking governing body is a disgrace to football. And that is why we need a total overhaul of football, because you want to make this fucking Premier League a brand. You want to make it a big business, yet you want to fuck about with their business. If it would have been a Man United or an Arsenal or a Man City or a Chelsea, they wouldn't fucking deal with it. They wouldn't have it. Now, there needs to be an independent regulator running this fucking game, because these people can't run a fucking bath. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. That's my rant.
Yeah. Here. Fully agreed. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll keep an eye and see what comes of it. But going into the game, and this is the thing with Paqueta as well, I think he realizes how close he came to his career being taken away from him, never being allowed to play football for a living again. And that mindset, I think he's taken into his football. I think he's playing like he realizes how close he came to it all being over. And he just looked like I gave him my man of the match. I know it was given to Fulkrug. He was my man of the match. Took his goal well. And the game, I thought we was a lot better. Overall, I thought overall was a lot better. It was a much changed team from what we saw previously. And a lot of positives I saw there. A lot of positives. Yeah, go on, mate.
I saw some good stuff out there. I must say, I know that one of the Everton. Listen, I don't think Everton were great, and a second goal was contested that because there was nowhere within any sight of him. I don't think the other team were great. We started off the better. We had the early chances. Callum Marshall had the first chance? Went through on goal against the goalkeeper. But what I did see and what the positives I did see, Dan, is we zipped the ball around lovely at times. You know what I mean? And we created chances, a lot more chances than fucking Everton created.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. The big thing, obviously, that the first goal, I have to say, Casey, we'll get into a lot of positives. I thought he struggled. He could definitely benefit from a loan. Yeah, but not all of his fault. Part of it was on Ward-Prowse, who I thought had a really poor game. Pass back. No need. He always seems to want to pass back, Ward-Prowse, and he's passed back and invited pressure on. Casey has sort of done a bit of a careless pass, hasn't really looked, gives it away, and that's the third goal we've seen in a row that is just a poor mistake, and it's from our own demise. That was the big negative. I thought Foderingham as well gets beats in his near post. You can see why we need to keep up.
That was poor goalkeeping, that one.
No wonder
there was a goalkeeper.
There was another bit where he almost had a bit of an areola for the second goal the other day. He sort of distributes the ball straight to an Everton player, and we almost concede again. So
yeah, but I'll tell you what, mate, it was a battle with the fucking mistakes for the goalkeeper because their fucking one for our first goal was horrendous.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing with that. He's punched it onto his own head, and it's dropped nicely in the path of Paqueta, who takes his chance. And you've got to be in those positions to capitalize on mistakes. You've got to force errors. It was a good ball into the box, and the keeper's flapped it. Paqueta's in the right place at the right time, slots it away, and you can see how much it meant to him. It's a sort of a friendly tournament or whatever, but I think it meant a lot to him. And, seeing Potts again gets another start, I would have kept him on longer. He looks comfortable again. Doesn't look out of place.
Very good.
This has to be his season. Like, this has to be the season. And I'm hearing reports that him and George Murphy are seen as two players that could be part of the squad. And Murphy, I'm gutted that he got injured and didn't get to be part of pre-season, mate, because I think we could have seen good things for him as well. So really, really positive for him. And yeah, like I said, the first half was okay, but I think when we saw some changes come and we got to see us really switch it on there, like Guilherme, mate. Stuyton, he knew what he was cooking. He said, listen, I know they weren't happy with me, but I do not regret that Guilherme signing. He's going to be a top player. And I see it. That is what we need, that energy, that spark, the way he gets hold of the ball and he drives forward. He nearly got an assist for Orford, I think it was.
Yep. Did you see the feed from Orford?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, mate. That last, I think it was in the sort of like the dying embers, but he got the ball dropped to him in the box and he was a little bit quick feet and snapshot. I thought we looked decent. I thought all the youngsters, I think Marshall, I think his pressing was good. His pressing was good in the first place.
But that energy and relentlessness from the front,
that is really what we've been missing. That is what we've been missing, a bit of energy, right? But I thought Falk would come on and he looks fit, he looks ready, and that finish was a proper striker's finish.
Yeah.
That was outside of the boot, bottom corner, no chance for the goalkeeper. That is a proper finish. When you look at Guilherme on one side, if you get Bowen going on the other side, and Paqueta playing the way he is, because I thought Paqueta was man of the match last night. I thought Paqueta bossed the game, to be quite honest with you. I thought he was unbelievable. But them energy levels of Potts, Guilherme on the left, Bowen on the right, Fulkrug firing like that, Paqueta in behind. Get a midfielder that can fucking do box to box with Potsy, and I think we'll be in good fucking shape.
Yeah, we will be a much better team to watch, and we're just getting that. Like I said, that energy. Having Fulkrug fitter, like the way he just picked the ball up and he drives, and look, Everton, they should do better. They should try and get closer to him and stuff like that. But yeah, just he is a proper striker. It's a proper strike. That's what we've missed. And yeah, I'm really excited for him. Like I said, Guilherme's pace. I mean, he left Patrick Kelly in the dust, so then he had to go and put in that challenge, and he won a free kick. But if he just gets those little bits of decision making sorted, in he's a bit rough around the edges still, but he is going to be an exciting player for West Ham, Guilherme. I really think I want to see him get more minutes. None of these 85th minute, all that. He needs time to bed into the game. I thought the game itself, Everton were dirty.
Sorry, Dan. Troj said there, look, as long as we get people around full clock, we'll do okay, but he loves to drop deep. Mate, if you've got people like Guilherme and Bowen who can run in behind and he's dropping deep, albeit, mate, so be it. Yeah. That is what he's there for.
Yeah, that's it. Because he can pick up the ball, drive forward, lay it off to someone, and then get into position. He knows where to be, and he knows the runs to make, and he's finishing is quality, as we've seen. So as they build up that understanding with each other, Diouf with his crossing ability as well, he'll it's what's going on. There's a bit of random solvent.
No, sorry, it stinks. It's that. It is that.
Yeah, Diouf with the crossing ability. Once they start getting understand of each other, they should click. We just need a bit more. But yeah, as I was saying, I thought the Everton players were really dirty for a friendly, like really physical, putting in some nasty challenges on players. I think Potsy was on the end of a bad one. That one on Guilherme. There was a few there, like they'd got quite a few yellow cards. I thought that was pretty poor from them since it's pre-season.
I'll be honest with you, then I think that was frustration because I didn't think they was anywhere near it. I couldn't get anywhere near it, especially when Guilherme and that come on. Like the pace and the power, it fucking bamboozled them. They couldn't get anywhere near, and I think that was just frustration.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, honestly, you add Somerville to this team. I think we've got some really good options there, and we need it.
And that's all we need, mate. One midfielder, that box to box, energetic, that banana type midfielder that we missed out of, who did play for Everton and played for Villa. That type of midfielder, and I think we will be in good shape.
I'm starting to really feel like we need a centre back because. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, Casey needs a line.
Somebody said to me, right? We'll discuss this on the transfer show tomorrow morning, right? But somebody said to me, we might be looking to re-sign Zuma.
What?
Yeah.
What? Zuma? Fucking hell. I mean, the Saudi club didn't even want him. His knees are gone, mate. His knees are in bad as yours, probably. What I mean? Like, no, we can't be getting Zuma back. We need a centre back.
Somebody said Dino's had a bloody good game. Did he? I didn't think he had that great a game.
There was still a couple of instances defensively where he was shaky. There was still a few little moments in there where he put us under pressure. But I want to see us get a proper centre back in, someone with legs, but someone good in the air. That's what we need. Someone that's good in the air, gonna fucking get rid of everything. Last fucking line of defense. James Collins, Dawson type fucking centre back. Someone there that's a leader at the back, cool head. Because I'm still just unsure on Kilman.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure where I am with Kilman. Tadibo, I think
around him.
Yeah.
Kilman. I think Kilman would look good if he had he had a Collins around him or someone like that. I think he'd look decent, but
yeah. There's little bits of doubt. Like as I said, I think Aguerd will be good.
But we've still got don't forget we've still got Alvarez to come back, and he played centre back for Mexico, and I think that might be what he's thinking,
Yeah, because you could have Alvarez back there with Potts in front, and then our box to box centre back. Yeah, because I just look at Ward-Prowse, he cannot be playing for us next season. I just think he's just. I think he's past where we want to be in terms of Premier League. There's talks about us getting was it Fernandez from Southampton and us maybe giving them Ward-Prowse. I think Ward-Prowse will boss it in the Championship.
Go back to Southampton. Yeah, I think he's destined to do that now. To be honest with you, his legs are. I'm not going to say his legs are gone, but he just ain't got it in him anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he don't press like he did when we first got him, and he just seems to. His instinct seems to be wanting to pass it backwards and sideways.
Yeah,
and that again cost us the first goal. You know, Casey should do better there, but you know, he shouldn't be passing it to him there.
Yeah.
So he's not it for me. So I don't want to see him starting against Bournemouth. We have to be, you know, looking to get a midfield, you know, with Potts and get Alvarez has to get on the pitch. He has to at this stage.
Yeah.
He weren't even on the bench, so he's got to get on the pitch. I'm really interested. We could win this bloody summer series. You know,
I thought you said last night we couldn't win it.
Someone said it in the chat, but then I was like, hang on, how does that work?
Maybe that was because we were 1-0 down.
Shit, what was the Bournemouth Man United result? I actually want to win this thing. Bournemouth Man United. Because, I completely forgot. Oh, Man United beat them 4-1. Oh, God, they're going to be fucking...
So we have to beat them at least 5-1 and hope Man United lose to Everton.
Yeah. And then we can win the summer series. It's so annoying because we would have beat Man United if it weren't for fucking Areola and his stupidity.
Yeah, never mind.
So
I'd rather win the Premier League game against Sunderland. Cheers.
Yeah, same. But I am feeling a little bit more positive about the squad we've got because the youngsters are looking sharp, like a lot of them.
But that's the thing, though, Dan. You know, it's the youngster looking sharp, and it's using the youngsters. That's two different things, you know. And that's what he's got to be bold and look at what he's looked at, and not go back and not revert back to what he knows, and actually give the youngsters a go. That's the only way youngsters will get better, you know. That is the only way youngsters get better is if they play games and you put confidence in them. You know, look at that kid. That kid looking to have I don't even think he's signed pro forms yet. The kid at Arsenal, he looks Max Dowman. He looks absolutely mustard against top opposition the other day, and they're going to give him a chance. You know, and they've got when you think about what's coming through Arsenal's academy at the minute with Ethan and Lewis Skelly and who else have they got? This kid here, obviously Saka and Emil Smith Rowe. You got to remember our academy wiped the fucking floor with them.
Yeah.
Same players, like, you know what I mean? So there's definitely players, but you've got to be bold. I know it's a lot easier to do when you're Arsenal, when you're Man United, and you're sorry, not Man United, when you're Man City, and when you're Chelsea, when you haven't got as much pressure into climbing up the league and replacing world-class players.
There's been seasons where we've been safe and we still ain't done it. Like we've been safe. We can't get. We're not.
Yeah, Potter has got to be bold, and he's got to say no. Potts is the best midfielder we've got at the moment. You know, Guilherme is the best winger we've got at the moment. You know, and if it's the point, Caelan Casey is the best centre back we've got at the moment. So they play. What you don't want to do is what Moyes used to do, and that is sort of just revert back to type. You know, give the Součeks and the Ward-Prowses and the Mavropanoses and the fucking tired old Cornets and all of that sort of thing. The chances that the kid should be putting the Aaron Cresswells in over Skulls and things like that. You have to be bold.
When a player's doing so bad, but you keep playing, you think the youngsters can't be worse than this player.
Worse. Yeah, you're right. They cannot do any worse. And he did do it in a way with Skulls last year. He did chuck him in. Yes, Skulls he struggled a little bit in a couple of games, and he took him back out. But that's all that it takes. That's all that it takes.
Yeah, definitely. I see bloody Moisey trying to tap up Souček last night. I see him going over to Souček and having a tune. I'm betting you he's like, oh, we need you. Because, I mean, fucking Everton look miles off it. Absolutely miles off it. They could struggle. They've got a new stadium, which I think a lot of teams are going to enjoy playing at. It's not as bad. It's going to be better than our stadium, of course. But I just think they may struggle. They're really going to have to do some business. And they're going to want Souček. And if they want Souček, we need to... Because I think Souček looked good coming off the bench again. I think he's going to be that... I think he'd be such a great impact sub. We need to put some serious tax on there if they want him. It's got to be like 30 odd mil or something like for Everton, because Moyes really wants him, and he knows. I think it'd make a good impact.
He's a perfect Moyes player, and he like the Fellaini's and the fucking and players like that. You know, the tall players that he could convert to strikers and put in and amongst the box. I don't think Thomas Souček will be leaving West Ham. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he will be.
Yeah, this is apparently Moyes said Everton are struggling to recruit players, and look,
it's and he's saying they need to sign 9-10. They could be in trouble this year, Everton.
This is it, and this is why, I'm quite happy in terms of we're quite fortunate the youngsters that we've got coming through that are ready to come up, because it's going to be easy for us, the teams like West Ham and Everton, where we've been last season, to go and get the names we want and compete. And this is why, obviously, we've got Cole McCauley and we've got the scouting. I don't think they have that all set up at Everton. So with the scouting, with the players we've got, we're in a I think a better position than Everton going forward. So there's positives. Doesn't mean that I think we should take the pressure off of Sullivan. He still needs to do the best we possibly can to give us the best squad to really have an ambitious season. Get some quality players in that, if we can get Ramsey, which I don't know what you think about him. I've done a video, but I like him.
Yeah, I like him as well. But we're going to be looking into that tomorrow. So let's leave it tomorrow.
Yeah, well, listen, we're going to do a proper update because there's stuff's flying in, transfer news and stuff. So we're going to do an update tomorrow. Obviously, we're going to have Friday Night Pint. And all of that.
If you want to get involved in a game tomorrow, you will be able to. So keep this space locked.
Yeah, we've got some fun stuff to announce tomorrow. That's for sure. So exciting stuff. But all at the moment, happy hammers, but do more in the window. That's what I'm saying. Let's go. But we can't ask more than the youth. Sorry, this super chat. James MC €2 super chat. Any updates on Ramsey and Louise? So I just think wait till the morning. Louise, I'll just say I think that one's not going to happen. I think there's a lot of competition. See, it feels like it's going to be Forest. It seems like they're really pushing for him more harder than we are. And then Ramsey, I just think I think there's a lot of interest there. So, like I said, we're going to go into more detail. We'll get Nicky's thoughts in the morning on Ramsey. Like we said, he's a Sort House client. So, thank you for the super chat, mate, and thank you all for watching. Like I said, back tomorrow. Lots to happen on this channel tomorrow, and yes, we're here, mate. So, good show. Good to have the youngsters coming through. Happy hammers, bit of positivity for all the people that's having it fast. There we go. So
we'll be back tomorrow with transfer news in the morning and Friday Night Pint. So don't go anywhere.
One thing left to say. Come on, you Irons. Yes.